7 handbag trends I would or wouldn't invest in. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Celesta. We talk about all things luxury shopping and handbags. If you love those things, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification. I do post videos every week. As someone who used to be strictly a classic bags kind of gal, I really tried to only stick to classics. Like when I was buying a lot of Louis Vuitton, I stuck to the classics, and it wasn't until probably in the last like 2 years that I started getting these like different, not classic pieces, trendier pieces if you will. But here's kind of my take. I want to acknowledge that I think the reason why I stopped buying as many classic bags and started going kind of like the trendy bag route is because of social media, because you guys aren't looking for me to unbox another classic bag that 50,000 other people also have. So I think that's part of the reason why like my bag tastes have also kind of changed throughout the years. But if you are looking strictly for a classic bag, here are the trends I would buy into and here are the ones I would pass. Okay, the first trend is the Celine Triumph. I absolutely love this style, and I want to acknowledge that yes, this is a trendier style. Any of the Celine Triumph lines, I want to say, but I will say yes, this is worth it. I absolutely love this style. I think that the logo itself seems newer, but it actually is part of their like original Celine design. So it would have been different than like the Phoebe Philo era of Celine, but it's definitely not new to Celine in general. I think that this will stand the test of time. Even if it doesn't, I don't feel like it's as over popularized like the Gucci Marmont. So even if this style like isn't on trend anymore, I still think that this will be a very classic item. Also, it's a black bag, right? Like, I don't think that you can really go wrong in terms of like dated or outdated. I will have an exception to this in terms of shoulder bags. I did make a video about shoulder bags being timeless or classic, which I'll put up here for you guys if you want to check that out. But I think shoulder bags are a little bit trendier, and it kind of comes in waves compared to a crossbody bag. So the bigger Celine Triumph sizes are like the crossbody style. So I think that that would probably be a little bit more timeless if you also are a crossbody bag over a shoulder bag gal. I personally love a shoulder bag, so it's okay for me. But I also acknowledge that shoulder bags kind of come in waves, like every couple years, they kind of come in and go, versus crossbody bags are usually always here. Very similarly, we have the YSL Hobo bag, and I would honestly say pass. As much as I wanted to like this bag, I actually tried on this bag in stores. I really wanted it to work for me, and it just didn't. And I think that was probably the most unfortunate thing. I do think this is a very trendy bag. A lot of kind of like the clean girl aesthetic influencers have this style, and I think it's a beautiful bag, but for the price that you're paying, for the fact that this bag does not stay on your shoulder, and for how difficult it is to get in and out of the bag, because the L, you kind of have to like clip into that leather loop, and then there's no zipper, so hypothetically if your bag topples over, your shit's falling out. There's a lot of like cons to that bag, and I think when I was deciding between the Celine Triumph and the YSL, I ended up going with the Celine Triumph for kind of all of those reasons. I think it is a very trendy bag. I don't think that it's not timeless per se, but I think right now I personally wouldn't invest in it based on kind of all the other reasons, all the other cons, whether or not it was timeless or not. Okay, the next bag is the Bottega Andiamo. This is a very trendy bag recently. I think Bottega in the last couple years have kind of taken the influencer fashion world by a storm, and I don't think that this bag is any different. I will say, yes, this is worth the splurge if you are a corporate girly, if you need like a more professional bag. I don't think that this is a great bag to use as an everyday bag, simply because of the price point. This is a $7,500 bag for the large size, and while this is beautiful and I love all the ways you can wear it, and it is rather trendy right now, I do think that it will stand the test of time. I think that the average person is gonna have a hard time justifying the price of that bag for what you're getting. I do think that Bottega is standing behind its quality. They are doing their lifetime warranty on a lot of bags, and so I wouldn't doubt that this bag isn't good quality. So if you're looking for a bag that you're gonna be able to use for like the next, I don't know, 20 years, then I think that this is gonna be it. However, if you are looking to hop onto a trend because your favorite influencer is carrying this bag, I would say pass, simply because of the steep price point. Speaking of Bottega, we also have the mini Jodie. I have to say pass. I have this bag, as you can see right here, and I was very much almost like a mini Jodie hater, if you will. I loved the look of this bag. I just couldn't justify spending that amount of money on a bag that fits absolutely nothing, and it's just like very difficult to, it's just not functional. You can only carry it as a top handle or wear it on the crook of your arm. The zipper's a little bit stiff, and I think that this was a very trendy bag a year and a half ago, and I think that people are still wearing it. But I do want to caveat that by saying that I only see influencers with this bag. I never see a regular person like out and about with the Bottega mini Jodie, and I think it's because it's just so not practical. And I think that this is a bag, if you are not posting content for Instagram, if you're buying things to curate a classic and timeless collection, I think that this is a bag you can pass on. I think that there's plenty of really cute small bags that are a little bit more functional than this, and you know that when I am like kind of talking about bags, I look for a few things when I'm looking for bags, and one of them is being able to wear a bag multiple different ways, and I think just holding it like this or wearing it on the crook of your arm is just not the most convenient. So for the Bottega mini Jodie, I would say pass. I really don't think that this is a classic either. I think compared to the Andiamo, I think the Andiamo is a lot more classic than the mini Jodie. I have seen a lot of people get the larger Jodie sizes now, and I think that that's a little bit more common in terms of like regular people, like not influencers, but you really need to find like what works for you. Like I wouldn't say this is a great everyday bag. I could see the bigger sizes like the teen or even the small being a better everyday bag because it just fits so much more compared to the Jodie, and you can actually wear it over your shoulder compared to just carrying it on the crook of your arm. Moving on to red bags. I recently made a video around fall fashion essentials this year, and everybody is wearing red. And for me, this one's a 50-50 because I am a neutral girly. I am a neutral and pastel girly. I do not wear bright colors. I do not wear red. I don't wear green or like a bright green. Like I don't wear bright colors. So for me, red is gonna be a no. However, I remember when I was first starting out with like handbag collection and like watching different videos and everything like that, there were so many people that were really pushing for red. Like red was a classic bag that you needed in your collection. The 3 classic colors you needed was black, beige, and red. And so I think if you are the type of person to carry a bold colored bag, then yes, I think that a red bag will be classic for you. I think that red Chanel in general is a classic, but there's quite a few red designer handbags that I think the shape is a little bit more classic compared to the more trendy red bags that we're seeing. We're seeing a lot of like the red Miu Miu style, even the red Jackie. I think that that's a little bit on the more trendier side. But if you were to look for like the red Gucci Horsebit, the red Loewe, like I think that those are a little bit more timeless because of the shape of the bag. So you're getting a more classic shape, you're getting a bold color, so you're able to use this bag as the pop of color bag in your collection for years to come. However, if you're like me and you stick to your neutrals and you are a light pink, a pastel, you know, that kind of person, I personally would steer away from this. This is a personal preference. I know that I'm not gonna wear a red bag. I don't even think I have a single piece of red clothing anymore. I just know I'm not gonna wear it. And so I think like ask yourself like what is your regular color palette. If you like to experiment with colors, then I say absolutely go for it. If you know what you like and red is not it, then I say pass. The next I want to talk about are elongated like east-west bags. This has been very popular in like the last year or so. A lot of brands are taking their classic style bags and turning it like east-west style, so essentially just like stretching it out. And part of me thinks that this is a lack of creativity on the brand side. They're going on Photoshop and they're like, okay, like let's just stretch this bag out a little bit and let's call it a new bag. But on the other side, I feel like this bag just has a lot more like capacity compared to the regular size bag, or the shape just looks a little bit better. One example of this I think that they do really well is the Louis Vuitton Pochette Métis. I have made it very clear, I am not a Pochette Métis stan. I don't know what it is about that bag. I think it's the shape, maybe the size. It's too like boxy for me, and I think also being on the more petite frame, it just looks very overwhelming on someone who's 4'11". So for me, like this bag immediately was a no-go. However, they put it into like an east-west size. It's a lot smaller. It's also less boxy. It's less like briefcase style now, and it just looks a little bit more modern. And I think that they did this really well. But I think that it looks different on each style. So for example, the Dior Bobby bag, they also did an east-west version, and I really think that the original Bobby looks better. I don't know what it is about it. Maybe it's the proportions, maybe it just looks kind of like stretched out. I think it really depends on the bag, but if you find an east-west style bag and you love it, I say go for it. I don't think that this is too trendy per se. So if you see a east-west bag and you're concerned about it being too trendy, I would say go for it. I don't think that it's too trendy. I think that honestly, it probably maximizes the space in the bag. I think it looks a little bit better like in terms of like proportions on people and stuff too. So honestly, if you see an east-west bag you like, I say go for it. I think we'll eventually see less of these like stretched out east-west bags, but I don't think that it's going to completely go away, so go for it. The last style is puffy bags. I think we saw a lot of this with YSL and the Lulu line, probably 2018, 2019, like it's been around for a while, and then eventually Chanel caught on with the Chanel 19, and a lot of other brands are doing these puffy bag trends. Almost every brand has some sort of like puffy bag version now, and I have to say, I think this is a pass. I think that this is really trendy. I also think that we're already on the tail end of that trend. As much as it's like cute and like fluffy and everything, I just don't think that it's gonna stand the test of time. I am also kind of worried about how it's gonna wear over time as well. I will say though, if you are looking to like quench your thirst of that like puffy bag trend, I will say get a cheap bag that happens to be puffy. So for example, I think right now the COS puffy bag, shoulder bag, hobo bag is really popular right now. And I say go for it. It's like $50, $60. You're gonna get that puffy bag look. It's still cheap enough where you're not feeling like, oh my God, I just spent thousands of dollars on this bag and it's gonna be out of date tomorrow. So some of these like cheaper bags, I will say, like the Lululemon belt bag, the Uniqlo bag, like these kind of bags, they're very seasonal. Like people are all about it. It's always sold out like that year that they're very popular. And then next thing you know, people have moved on to the next thing. So I wouldn't hold your breath to like be like, this is a timeless bag. But if you like the puffy bag look and you want something that kind of quenches that, I think the COS is a great option. And I'm sure there's tons of other options that are on the more affordable side, so you're not breaking the bank. Okay, so that sums it up for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments which bag trends you like, which ones you've invested in, which ones you're passing on. I hope this video was helpful for you. I'll leave another video for you guys here, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!